Hello, and welcome to tonight's show. We're thrilled to have you with us as we embark on a fascinating journey. We're diving deep into the wacky world of medical mysteries. These are the puzzling cases that leave even the most experienced doctors scratching their heads. Specifically those times when a diagnosis is like a game of Clue, where every symptom is a clue and every test result is a piece of the puzzle. But instead of Colonel Mustard, it's your immune system playing the role of the suspect. The immune system can be quite the trickster, often leading doctors on a wild goose chase. And the weapon isn't a candlestick but a bunch of weird symptoms that have doctors scratching their heads. These symptoms can be so varied and bizarre that they often lead to misdiagnoses. Tonight's prime suspect, multiple sclerosis or MS. This condition is notorious for its ability to mimic other diseases, making it a master of disguise in the medical world. Now, MS is a serious condition, but it's also a bit of a drama queen. It loves to make a grand entrance and steal the spotlight, often overshadowing other potential diagnoses. It loves to steal the show even when other culprits are lurking in the wings. These other conditions can be just as serious, but they often get overlooked because MS is so good at grabbing attention. Think of it as the Meryl Streep of diseases, always putting on a convincing performance, even when it's not the star of the show. MS can present with a wide range of symptoms, making it a versatile actor in the world of neurology. We're here to unmask the imposters, those sneaky conditions that mimic MS with their own brand of neurological shenanigans. These conditions can be just as tricky to diagnose and treat. So, buckle up as we explore the weird and wonderful world of misdiagnoses, where nothing is quite what it seems. Get ready for a roller coaster ride through the labyrinth of medical mysteries where every twist and turn brings us closer to the truth. First up, let's talk about those pesky white spots on brain scans. They can be quite alarming when you first see them, but not all white spots are created equal. Imagine your brain is like a perfectly good slice of bread, smooth, wholesome, and ready to nourish your thoughts and actions. MS is like mold, not the good kind you find on blue cheese, but the kind that makes you toss the whole loaf. It's invasive and can ruin the whole batch. But sometimes those white spots are just like harmless air bubbles. They might look concerning, but they don't necessarily mean your brain is in trouble. They might look scary, but they're nothing a little aging or maybe cutting back on the donuts can't fix. These spots can be benign and not indicative of a serious condition. Then we have vascular issues. These are another common cause of white spots on brain scans. Think of your blood vessels like the plumbing in an old house. Over time they can get a bit worn out and clogged. Sometimes things get a little clogged and you end up with a leaky faucet or, in this case, a mini stroke. These small strokes can leave behind white spots on your brain scan. These tiny brain glitches can cause MS-like symptoms, leaving doctors wondering if they've stumbled onto a neurological crime scene. It's a puzzle that requires careful investigation to solve. So, while those white spots can be concerning, they don't always spell disaster. With the right diagnosis and care, many of these issues can be managed effectively. Next we have the antibody antics of antiphospholipid antibody syndrome. These rogue antibodies are like those annoying friends who love playing pranks. Instead of toilet papering your house, they attack your own cells, causing inflammation and confusion that looks a lot like MS. Talk about a bad immune system party. And don't even get me started on Hashimoto's encephalopathy. This rare bird is like that eccentric relative who shows up unexpectedly and throws everyone for a loop. It causes brain fog and neurological weirdness that can easily be mistaken for MS. It's enough to make you want to check your family tree for signs of medical mischief. Section 4. Infections on parade and the mystery of the tired muscles. Now let's talk infections. Remember Lyme disease, that tick-borne illness that's all the rage in the woods these days? Well, it turns out those tiny bloodsuckers can also cause MS-like symptoms. Who knew a bug bite could lead to such neurological drama? And then there's myasthenia gravis. This condition is like that friend who's always too tired to go to the gym, except, in this case, it's your muscles that are skipping leg day. This weakness can fluctuate, leading to a confusing picture that resembles MS. Maybe they just need a good nap and a protein shake. Section 5. NMO, the evil twin of MS. Speaking of confusing, let's talk about neuromyelitis optica, or NMO. This condition is like the evil twin of MS. It looks similar, acts similar, and even shows up on scans in a similar way. It's enough to make you see double, which ironically is also a symptom of NMO. Talk about a case of mistaken identity. Section 6. The importance of a good detective, doctor. So, there you have it, a glimpse into the world of MS imposters. Multiple sclerosis, or MS, is a tricky condition to diagnose because its symptoms can mimic so many other ailments. From fatigue and numbness to vision problems and muscle weakness, the signs are often misleading. It's a jungle out there, folks, with all sorts of medical red herrings lurking around every corner. Just like navigating through a dense forest, finding the right path to a diagnosis can be challenging. There are so many twists and turns, and sometimes the most obvious route isn't the correct one. That's why it's so important to have a good detective on your side, a doctor who's willing to look beyond the obvious and dig deeper to find the real culprit. A skilled physician will consider your entire medical history, run a variety of tests, and even consult with other specialists if needed. They leave no stone unturned in their quest for the truth. Because when it comes to your health, getting the right diagnosis is no laughing matter. Misdiagnosis can lead to unnecessary treatments, prolonged suffering, and even more serious health issues down the line. It's crucial to have a doctor who takes your symptoms seriously and is committed to finding the right answer, unless of course you're laughing at the absurdity of it all. Sometimes the journey to a diagnosis can be so convoluted that you have to find humor in the situation. Laughter can be a great coping mechanism, helping you to stay positive even when things seem uncertain. And on that note, I'll leave you with this thought. If your doctor starts talking about your brain looking like a slice of Swiss cheese, don't panic. It might sound alarming, but it's just a colorful way of describing the lesions that can appear in the brain due to MS. These lesions can cause a variety of symptoms, but with the right treatment, many people with MS lead full, active lives. It might just be a case of the Mondays, or maybe you should lay off the cheese for a while. In any case, remember that a good doctor is like a good detective, always on the lookout for clues, always ready to solve the mystery, and always there to support you on your health journey. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and please leave your story of misdiagnosis in the comment section.